It's just fantastic. Captain's log, subdate 210121.2. I've reorganized the isolinear circuits so that they are now running in alphabetical and chronological order. The only problem with this utterly genius plan is that the impulse drive is now out of sync with the con. I might have to change that one back. Welcome everyone to the exhibition of stupid people. Today we have 4 subjects and 1 honourable mention to go through. Before we start, I shall be streaming Murder Fun Time on Twitch. If you're at all interested in Assassin's Creed Unity, so nobody, the link to my Twitch is in the description down below. So to the honourable mention we go to the Oregon State Police, who were searching for a man Saturday, maybe the Saturday before, for stealing a woman's car. But he decided to return the car and reprimand her, along with making threats towards her. Why did he do that, you say? Because she left her 4-year-old son in the car, and he was hardly impressed. I think he was also trying to avoid the obvious charge of kidnapping, which, as many of you will know, carries a much more severe sentence than simply Grand Theft Auto. So to the first subject we go to the BBC. Over the weekend we saw the passing of Phil Spector. Phil Spector was a music producer. He was, obviously for a long time, highly regarded for his works with some rather large bands, none of whom I remotely care about. A few years back he was sentenced to life in prison for, oh boy, some nasty charges. The most important one being offences to those who wear wigs. With his passing came a whole slew of articles, but he was trending on Twitter briefly in the United Kingdom because of the BBC, who put out an article talking about his lifetime's career and what got him, Catriona. The title reads, Phil Spector, pop producer jailed for murder, dies at 81. Well, that's not the title of the article originally though, which is where people have kind of taken issue. Talented but flawed producer Phil Spector dies aged 81. Oh boy, I mean he was talented, we can't deny that. But nobody wants to recognise anyone's talent and or genius considering the nature of his crimes. If you don't know what he did, do read the BBC article linked down below. It is quite insightful. I'm not surprised that the BBC were forced to quickly edit the article. Hell, they got on it so fast that by the time I managed to archive it, they had already changed it. I was a tad disappointed, but it's okay. I have a screenshot from Twitter, that's enough for me. To move on from that, we go to the BBC. Oh, I see a theme here. On their show, typically around lunchtime, I believe, maybe, I don't know, I don't watch it anymore. I think I used to watch it at university. There is a TV show called Bargain Hunt. Contestants split into 2 teams. They get an expert auctioneer, some kind of antiques person, to go round car boot sales and or antique-related shows. They then purchase things within a budget. The goal is to make profit. If they do, when it goes to auction afterwards, they keep the profit, which is kind of cool. Yeah, the show was kind of put into the mainstream popularity because of Dave Dickinson, a man more orange than Donald Trump. Well, not so long ago, the BBC received a complaint via the complaints watchdog after an antique dealer had said that a ring bought by a contestant was not a Victorian original, and therefore it could not be put up for auction. The person who had sold the ring took issue with this. He did raise the complaint with the BBC, but the BBC did not correct the episode, which in turn tarnishes the person who sold its reputation. So he, along with receipts, went to the complaints watchdog, and this led to a nice little consequence for the BBC. Bargain Hunt got censured. Well done, BBC. That man's integrity remains intact. The ring is in fact an original. You should be ashamed of yourselves. To move on from that, we go to the BBC. But this time it's not for what you think. Actually, it's for something a bit more serious they've actually reported fairly on. In the second exhibition of Stupid People, which I'm going to link below but also play a relevant clip from, we spoke about Sahar Tabar, which is not her real name. It is a pseudonym she used online. Her real name is Fatima Kishvand. If I've mispronounced her name, I'm genuinely sorry. Fatima dreamed of becoming famous, according to the BBC article, where she would post pictures on Instagram, and she did get noticed because of these. These were quite eye-opening. Now, in these images, they were heavily doctored. She would appear gaunt, distorted, and used what was considered to be enhanced makeup to try and resemble Angelina Jolie. I was considering making an entire video on this lady, Sahar Tabar, but I'm not entirely sure what I could possibly say that isn't an attack on her appearance, which I don't want to do. Quite frankly, this is as scary to me as it was when we saw Eugenia Cooney's legs being red. As a very short thing, she's been arrested for blasphemy, instigating violence, and illegally acquiring property, along with insulting the country's dress code and encouraging young people to commit corruption. Iran, by the way. To me, she would have been better off doing something a little less spicy, like embezzlement and murder. I'll of course keep you all updated on her situation when information comes out. Sadly, her Instagram was deleted, so I can't really afford or offer much in the way of understanding what she did, since she is a Instagram influencer star. There were rumours, which were false, that she'd undergone 50 cosmetic surgeries to look like the Hollywood star. However, later on she in fact confirmed that her inspiration was the corpse bride. She had at one point 500,000 followers on Instagram. In Iran, though, there is an issue here. The country's Shia Muslim authorities enforce strict laws about what can and cannot be posted. So in October 2019, she was arrested on a number of charges: blasphemy, instigating violence, insulting the Islamic dress code, and encouraging corruption among young people. Her Instagram account was then deleted. She sat in jail without bail. In the Islamic Revolutionary Court, she was then issued a sentence for these crimes, where she was found, of course, guilty. 10 years. She goes to prison for 10 years for parody, homage, art. I do not support the sentence at all. I will admit, back when I made the second exhibition of Stupid People, I thought it was real. But I was corrected privately, and I then made that public. Intellectual honesty is important, and I take no issue with creativity. If anything, this just shines a remarkable light on how oppressive Iran is. Interestingly, though, in Iran, there are a number of arrests for social media. Instagram tops it at 109 arrests between 2016 and 2020. In second place, Telegram. I don't use Telegram yet, but who knows, maybe I'll go there as well and stir the pot. And one on Twitter. This comes from the human rights activists in Iran group. To our final subject, we go to a Twitch streamer called Nathan TV, or just Nathan TV, because Twitch, they just can't stop screwing up. This time it's because, well, he had about 21,000 followers, which took him a couple of years to obtain, and they vanished overnight. I think he's partnered with them, so it's a bit of a strange one. He had a growing Minecraft community, and he was doing absolute bits. I'm linking his Twitch down below, by the way. Go give him a follow. Within 24 hours of him losing all his followers, and him posting on Twitter about this, the tweet kind of went a bit viral. And as a direct consequence of that, he has now managed to regain, I'm sure, many of those that were followers that are no longer followers but now are followers again, along with a brand new community. Good on ya. Twitch, you suck. You should be ashamed of yourselves. As we're done here, I'd love to know what you all think is the stupidest thing of the week. I have a strange feeling it could well be the BBC, and I forgot to put this in earlier. Hashtag defund the BBC. No one's forgiven you for Jimmy Savile. No one ever will. Please do let me know what you think the stupidest thing is in the comments down below. If I don't see you on Twitch for Murder Fun Time, have a fantastic day, and thank you all for listening.